We are still in the information age, and information still equals power. Instead of fighting physical battles, we are fighting cyber battles. The cyber age has given the ability to governments to obtain or steal information from other governments without having to deploy agents. The podcast stepped through a cyber attack on one government from another one by compromising a web server. The host of the podcast will walk through the cyber kill chain to describe the events that took place. We'll do the same thing here. The cyber kill chain encompasses 7 milestones. If the chain can be broken before milestone 7, then the attack would have successfully been stopped. There are many methods in breaking the chain, depending upon what phase the attacker is on. Let's start with reconnaissance. Using tools like Shodan, which is a database that scans the internet and displays information such as IP addresses belonging to organizations, it can display software that is running on servers facing the internet. In this phase, the attacker conducted passive scans to gather information such as what operating system the victim's server is running. The research concluded that there was a web server running Linux that was not fully patched. NIST recommends performing vulnerability scans and remediating the results as soon as possible. CIS wants organizations to deploy automated system patching tools. Had the server been fully patched, the attacker would have attempted to find another attack vector. Moving to weaponizing, delivery, and exploitation phases. These involve the attacker taking their information on the systems found and creating a payload to deliver to the target in order to breach their perimeter. Knowing the web server is not fully patched, and if there is a known vulnerability, the attacker will craft a payload to compromise the server. To stop this phase, CIS and NIST say to implement application firewalls in front of any critical server to inspect traffic coming to the server. This may prevent such attacks from occurring by having the firewall inspect the packet and possibly drop it. Also, having a network intrusion detection sensor at the firewall would also help detect the packet as well. Phase 5 is installation, and Phase 6 is command and control. The attacker is attempting to maintain persistence and install malicious code. The attackers were able to install malware that captured system administrators' credentials and also install command and control software on their machine. To break this part of the chain, NIST and CIS state to use antivirus or anti-malware tools to combat malicious code. Minors suggest using whitelisting applications such as AppLocker or software restriction policies to keep unauthorized software from running. Also, two-factor authentication would have broken the chain here as well. Phase 7 is actions on the objective. The objective is to steal information housed on the network in a database. In this case, the attacker had a couple problems. Problem 1, the system administrator had noticed that their computer was acting strange. The victim had updated their system to a new version of Windows, and the operating system was not working well with the command and control software. Problem 2 was that in order to get to the database, the attacker knew it wasn't a direct path to the database. In fear of possibly being detected and with the network infrastructure being complex, the attacker gave up and stopped the attack. The system administrator ended up imaging the machine. The victim did two things correct here. According to NIST, organizations need to select their networks accordingly to direct the traffic flow to the correct areas. CIS proposes to maintain secure images of systems. If one were to be compromised, there is a source to baseline the system. The attackers were stopped at milestone 7. Though the chain could have been broken beforehand by having their web server fully patched or using two-factor authentication, in the end, having proper subnets on the victim's network and the system administrator imaging their computer was enough to save the day.